Let her rip until a cart comes out, no?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Ike, last time I saw you, we got in a heated debate. Well, not really. Yeah, I'd call it spicy. You know what? Sometimes friends disagree. And do we hate each other? Yeah. No, we love each other. We battle through. And we live in turbulent times, folks, but the one common denominator is tennis. And that's why we're here tonight. And so for the 2024 presidential election, I will be supporting tennis.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what David's referring to when he's talking about heated debate, I didn't think that was heated at all.
I'm too Midwestern. I walked away that night and like literally the last 3 days have been like, God, like, was I a dick?
No,
was I a dick?
Oh, damn. I didn't spend 1 second thinking about that.
Good. I aspire to be that. That's why you're an alpha and I'm a
damn. I feel bad about that now.
No, I mean, you were fine. I was more so nervous about how I conducted myself. I was like, did I say so? I never want to infringe on the friendship, on the bro code.
I think it's important to always play devil's advocate and put a constructive argument out of what that opposite side would be in any situation.
Right.
I'm not saying yourself, but I am saying others don't always see the full side of the other of the opponent, and they don't understand it. So it's just good to, I don't know, see and I guess learn about both sides.
Sorry, I got a text from Logan. Text from a player. As a college men's coach, I got to respond to my boys.
Yeah.
We actually had a team meeting tonight, just going over things. We just got new uniforms in the mail. It's exciting.
There you go.
We've got maroon tops, white tops, and gold tops, and we have maroon bottoms, gold bottoms, and gray bottoms. Cobber Athletics has gone away from want to remove black, just athletic policy. So, what do you think, Ike? Maroon on maroon or gold on gold? Which is a louder statement?
I would say a louder statement is saying no to black.
I mean, I would too, but that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you were like making a uniform as a kid, like a sports uniform in a video game, the black uniforms were always crispy. Black and purple. Ooh.
And that's not even a hot take. I hate purple. I hate the Vikings. I hate the Lakers. Black is a sick color.
That should be an alternate uniform. Saying no to anything is wrong in my opinion. You got to have the door open to, even if it's breast cancer awareness day, being able to wear pink. Maybe it's blackout day. I don't know. Wear black. Have the black unis in the arsenal is what I'm saying.
I would like that. I really would. And so I don't want to run my mouth too much. You never know who's going to watch this, but I fully support integrating black into, because look at our conference for men's tennis in the MIAC. Who's the best team, Isaac?
Gustavus.
What color do they have in all their jerseys?
Yeah, their primary color is black, correct?
Black and gold.
Black and gold.
As is Olaf, they have black in their main palette.
Yeah. Wait, who has the worst colors in the MIAC?
Worst colors in the MIAC. So I think this is like a personal interpretation. I know some people like the loudest colors, maybe that powder blue at St. John's, which I personally really like. I really like that powder blue. I think it's classy.
I think
I see some people saying that.
What about McAllister? They're like blue and
it's Denver Broncos colors.
Right?
I mean,
that's the
I
worst.
think orange is certainly a statement, but I think that like it can work when you've got a white or a black or even a gray, like an anthracite to like tone down the palette. But when it's blue on orange or orange on blue, that's a lot. That's a lot to handle. But credit to them. I me't been a successful program over the years. Maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Merch sales are not up though.
So here's some trivia for you. McAllister is the Scots. What is their official mascot? What type of animal?
Ooh, I was gonna say it was like a Scottish person, but an animal.
It
That's
is
a
an animal.
Scot. That's the nickname of it.
Well, yeah, they are the Scots. That's their nickname. But what is their mascot?
But like
Carter's in the chat. He knows.
I'm
He knows
asking
something.
I'm asking a question as like a follow-up, like clarifying question, I should say. Is a Scot? I understand that a Scot is their name, their nickname, right?
Yep.
Is a Scot an animal as well?
No, it is not.
Okay, so this is just an animal that they just said, "Hey, this is our animal."
Well, correct, but there is a tie. This animal does live in the Highlands of Scotland.
Okay. Like
Calcium.
Terriers?
Nope, calcium. That's my clue to you.
Calcium. Damn, it's probably super obvious. I feel like you're gonna.
Where do you get calcium from?
What do you? I don't know.
What makes your bones strong?
Calcium.
Yes. What beverage?
Milk.
Yes, the Highland cow.
Highland cow.
Yes, that is McAllister's official animal mascot.
Wait, so they're the McAllister Scots, but okay. What? They got a cow as their mascot?
Yes, and so I'm reading the press release here. McAllister is pleased to announce his newest Scot, Coo. It is Coo the Highland cow. Highland Coo is our newest Scot and official mascot. The Highland cow was selected with input from thousands of McAllister alumni, students, faculty, and staff. Close to 7,500 people weighed in with their preferences throughout the spring semester. The feedback was then reviewed by the mascot selection committee, which is comprised of faculty, staff, students, and alum. During the initial submission process, when community members were asked to suggest ideas, the Highland cow received the most mentions. Hardy, Scottish, and horns were words that came up often, alluding to the competitive nature of our Scots. Many noted that Highland cattle are both imposing as well as steadfast and loyal to their herd. The cattle can also be found all over the world, much like our alumni. It's gender neutral in appearance, hardy, and can live outside in the cold Scottish weather. They also have even temperaments and are friendly, noted one entry. Submissions also observed that early in McAllister's history, a cow, though not a Highland cow, was brought to the third floor of Old Main as a student prank. One entry noted that the first herd book for Highland cattle was created in 1885, the same year as McAllister's first graduating class. The mascot selection committee deliberated over the results of the final feedback round, which narrowed the options to the Highland cow and the Loch Ness Monster. Ultimately, the mascot selection committee decided the Highland cow to become the mascot. And there's more, but
Good.
What? What if the Loch Ness Monster was the mascot for McAllister? I mean, I would have gone with that. Wouldn't make sense, but that'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be that'd be insane. The McAllister Loch Ness Monsters.
That's so weird that it's like
crazy.
You gotta respect it.
Oh, yo, yeah, that'd actually be pretty nasty. Like that would be a crazy name, I would say. I mean, like Concordia Cobbers. I mean,
we are the #1 meatless mascot in the United States of America.
Yo, Bart. So we're talking about mascots.
I heard, yeah, I heard all of it. I don't know what the fuck was the problem, but it wouldn't let me join. The camera and mic wouldn't work. So we're talking about Scott's mascot, right?
Do you think them being the Loch Ness Monsters would be savage?
Yeah, per this press release, it said they narrowed the options to the Highland cow and the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, how the hell do you get from McAllister University or McAllister College in St. Paul, Minnesota? And it's a great school, don't get me wrong. How do you get from there to the Loch Ness Monster? And I understand this, Scotland, that connection, but I mean that probably is the connection, I guess. But wow,
do you think we could create like a movement against the current mascot to then potentially get in the Loch Ness Monster as the mascot there?
Start like
you just make a bunch of burner accounts.
Like, you know what I mean? Like for the Redskins, like the whatever.
Yeah,
team,
the one
somehow we get a connection where we can just, dude, you can't have this name. They would probably go to the other option, you think?
Yeah, I mean, here's how that works internally. If you get bullied enough, you have to make a change. I'm not advocating for bullying, but on the other side of somebody who's worked social media accounts for large companies or institutions, and I shouldn't say large as in Fortune 500, but like enough where there's a presence. Yeah. If you get bullied, you take note. In previous endeavors, I have spreadsheets of people who have negatively commented on our accounts. If there are enough of those, something happens. And so I have no part in this. But the Loch Ness Monster, just for the betterment of the conference, would be outstanding.
And one thing to put out there before we go into our next topic is Nikita Snezhko will be stopping in, saying hi. I want to hear his Genie Bouchard interaction.
Yeah.
We talked about it last time, so I actually did some groundwork and reached out. We'll see what he has to say.
Love that. Love that.
What was his interaction? Give me the scoop.
It's also vague to me now, but I believe in the past, maybe like month, Nikita was at some pickleball event and she was there. Yeah, I'm gonna say they were at a pickleball event. This is my educational guess. I think he put it on his story. I don't think he posted about it. That'd be kind of a weird Instagram post. No.
Well, I wouldn't say weird.
No, that'd be a good Instagram post.
It'd be a very good, like, I think, like, let's say that I come across.
That wouldn't be weird.
Anna Kournikova.
You should do that.
I absolutely will post that picture. Even, Marty Fish, which I believe Nikita has met Marty Fish at a golf tournament before. Who is a proud Edina native, lived there for like less than 4 years, and then I think his parents realized like this kid's got something.
You're saying Nikita met Marty Fish?
Yes, at a golf because Marty's a big golfer.
Okay. How do you know that? Because
I follow the sports circles. Okay. I follow him on Twitter, and he's buddies with like Max Homa and that crowd. Are you familiar with Max Homa?
Where'd you get your diploma, Max Homa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rate my golf swing.
Yeah, I didn't know who Max Homa is from.
He's on Pardon My Take quite a bit as well.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of stuff with him in it.
Greatest player on the tour to not have a major under his belt.
You think so?
I think so. On the PGA Tour, yeah. Currently playing.
Yeah. I don't know enough about golf to make a good guess about that.
Well, you can use my guess.
All right, I'll take it. But I feel like it's wrong.
I feel like the right answer is John Daly.
Ooh.
Yeah, shit, you're right. John Daly never won a major. Yet he has one of the greatest legacies of all time in sport.
Hey.
What's up? How's it
going? we were just talking about it. So how this Genie Bouchard first, welcome Nikita Snezhko. Long time no see. We had a interview with you a couple years back. It's been a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's like the fall of 2022, I think. So yeah, it's been like 2 years now.
Yeah.
So glad to be back though.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like you never left, brother. Hey, you're a friend of the program.
Appreciate it. You guys are like the bar stool of tennis up here in the north.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
That's what we try to do.
Yes, sir.
I wanna hear. So what? Maybe a month back, did you post it on your Instagram story, a picture of you and Genie Bouchard?
Yeah. I posted a story with her with like not really any caption. I got a ton of responses asking like, "Oh, how did it happen? How did it happen?" So I guess I gotta unfold the story here.
Yeah. So what did happen? Were you at like a pickleball event or something?
No. Okay. So basically, I've been playing pickleball now, and so I've been playing at pickleball at Lifetime. And I've actually been playing a little bit with Chris Humphreys.
Oh yeah.
Like the basketball player.
Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, I've been playing with him a bit, and so he was in Wyoming playing like a pickleball exhibition, and Jeannie was there, and so they kind of started talking, and then one day Chris calls me, and he's like, "Yo, do you want to play tennis with Jeannie on Monday?" And I was like, "What? Like, how is this gonna happen? Like, is she coming to Minnesota?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's coming to Minnesota." And then I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like this, I took a picture with her at Cincinnati one year when I was like 13 or 14. So I'm like, dude, like I gotta get ready for this hit. And then so basically, like Monday comes around, like I get to the club and like I'm like regripping my racket, like making sure I'm like ready to hit because I don't want to like play like shit. And then so yeah, basically that's kind of how it happened from there. Just like I got set up and then we started playing at Lifetime. So
how'd the hit go?
The hit.
How'd it go?
So yeah, like I was kind of like tight. So I was like hitting the ball and like I was just trying not to miss, and I was just like kind of like guiding the ball because like I didn't want to hit too heavy because like girls like usually like just hit flat through the ball, and like I usually like try to like hit pretty heavy balls, and I had to like slow down, not like a lot, but I was just kind of just trying to like get a good groove. But I was definitely like that. I haven't been that tight since like my first ever dual match in a hit. So
are you saying she couldn't handle your spins?
No, like I was just like, I don't know. I wasn't trying to like hit too heavy. I was just trying to like kind of groove the ball. But like one time I hit like a heavy ball and it kind of like jumped on her backhand. I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to. Because yeah, but she was pretty chill though. Like we talked a little bit like on the bench and stuff, and like she's chill though. So it was definitely a good time though. Because she still does some like exhibitions and stuff. So yeah, she said she hadn't hit in like a week or something. So I was like, okay, that helps a bit. But
so she was just stopping by in Minnesota, or was there an exhibition in Minnesota?
No, she just like was just here, and then yeah, she was just, I guess like Chris invited her, and there was another pickleball guy there too, with them. So yeah, they were just there for like the week, just training a bit and stuff. So
Dave, before you go, I'm kind of curious. Where are you at with your tennis, pickleball? Like, I know you're pretty active in both. What are you trying to pursue either of those right now?
So last time we talked, I mentioned how I was gonna try to like play futures. So I played a little like less than a year of futures. Just traveled through like some of the U.S. tournaments, and I ended up going to Africa for a month in Tunisia. So that was that. But then yeah, I got some like ATP Dubs points. So that was cool. But yeah, I kind of stopped playing earlier this year. Yeah, just tough lifestyle, like financially, to like keep going, as you guys know, in like tennis. It's like either you get funded or have to support on your own. So now I'm just kind of coaching, playing pickleball, and just trying to figure out my life right now. So my mid-20s.
Are there some guys on tour that like did you see anything like really creative? As far as like what guys would do to like keep playing when they weren't making a bunch of money? Or like what do folks do to like make it work?
Yeah, there's like a mixture. There's like a lot of kind of younger, like I would say like there's like a lot of kids there, or not kids, but like guys like my age, like playing, that are getting like funded from their like parents and stuff. But then some are still trying to grind or like coaching on the side to make it happen. So there's like a mixture of like these like rich kids that have like millionaire parents that just like fund them, and then there's other people that are like trying to struggle and like make it through. Like when I was like playing, like there was like times I would like ask to sleep on someone's couch just to like not pay for like hotel, because I got like let's say like I play doubles, like make the semis of doubles at a pro tournament, I'm only getting $100 for that week. So like how am I supposed to like make a living off that? And I'm still like beating dudes that are like pretty good. Like so it's a tough life. But yeah, that's kind of how it is, just like a mixture. Obviously, some people have sponsors, or if they're like good in college, they get like they have that accelerated tour, or like if you do get in college. But yeah, there's just like a mixture of everything. So
can you do both? Can you play professionally and also college? I always see these guys playing like 25K or math or some stuff like that.
Yeah, so like in the fall, like last fall I was playing, and there was like, now the way they're like, college tennis has grown so much, and they're recruiting these kids and like telling them like, hey, if you come to our school, like let's say it's like a Tennessee or a Florida, they're like, oh, we're gonna like pay for you to play like futures. So like they'll put them on the schedule and they'll use like their team's budget to like go and travel. So some of these tournaments, there would be like the college coach with like 3 of their best players like at these tournaments. And like, so that's how like an incentive for like these good players now that are like highly ranked to come and play college, where before like even like 5 years or so, like there wasn't as many like college players playing futures at the same time. But now it's like the level is like really crazy. Like you'll have guys that are like top 20 in college tennis that are like playing qualies in these futures. Like,
yeah.
Well, to that point, Nikita, I think it's so fascinating. I mean, all 4 of us here grew up in the same generation, and you look back to when we were in 12s and 14s, it seemed like there was this drastic and chaotic push from the USTA, like, hey, the Bryan brothers played college, John Isner, Steve Johnson, but there was nobody. I mean, obviously the Bryan brothers, one of the greatest doubles teams to ever play, but besides that, it wasn't, college tennis was not the route. Now it's like you've got a Ben Shelton who played a little bit of college tennis, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, how do you think, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as somebody who played the college game at a high level, like, what are things going to look like in that college to pro relationship as things go forward?
I think like in the next 5 years, there's going to be like a ton more college guys in like the top 100. I think like what is there now? Like at least 10 maybe right now. I don't know. Yeah. Like there's like, I feel like there's going to be like a lot more, because like there's some guys that are like top ITF juniors that are like pursuing to go play college instead of like continue trying to play pro. Like before, like during our time, like 10 years ago, like kids would like look at college and be like, screw that, I'm just gonna go pro. Like, and like right. the coaches like overseas would be like, screw that, why would you go to college and waste your opportunity to like play college for no reason, when like now it's like such incentivized, and like it's like now you're like looking at like players nowadays, and like some people are peaking at like 28, 29, 30 years old. So it's like that room from like 18 to 22, you can really like mature as like a person and player, and like then you leave and you have the tools, like you have the resources, like connections from like your college. So I think like moving forward, like you're going to see more Ben Sheltons, I think, like moving forward. So there's like a lot of players that aren't in the top 100, like maybe like 200, 300. There's so many college guys that have had ties that are playing pretty good. So I think it's just going to get even better and better, to be honest.
NIL's got to change it a ton too, right?
Oh, say that again.
NIL.
Totally
change the game too going forward.
That too. Like I don't really know like specific details, but like I've heard like people getting like money, like now like tennis players, good tennis players getting money like on the side to like get them to like play at these schools. And like, yeah, it's like so competitive now. Like now, like being in the starting lineup of like a Power 4 school now is like so tough. Like if you're playing like Power 4 tennis, like you're pretty good. So yeah, NIL definitely helps with that too. So it just adds to the reasons why people should go and play college rather than try to go play pro and like build themselves in a hole like for no reason.
Well, I think too, to your point, Nikita, I think like from the college tennis perspective, and granted, we're all D3 NAFs here, but well, yeah, especially Isaac.
Dude, but I think to that point, dude, before you say what you're gonna say, hey, I was checking my record on this channel, and I'm like 14-1. So someone's coming to the table and they're not getting dubbed.
Wow, you're so good, man. You should quit podcasting and go play some challengers.
Gotta go play some 6 and 7 UTRs.
But no, what I was gonna say is essentially like for student athletes or high school students looking that are talented enough to go that route. I mean, Nikita, even if they go college and aren't able to make the ATP route or the challengers route, I mean, they still get that experience of college tennis. And so it's a win-win for both parties. If you are good enough, you can play college and position yourself into a position to go play pro. But even if not, you get that experience of playing collegiate tennis and being part of a team for one last time.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh, what was I gonna say? No, I think like I think college tennis was like the best years of my life. I mean, you build like a brotherhood and like you get to experience like what like 99% of like the average person doesn't get to experience in college, where you join like a team in college and you're like part of a brotherhood and like you get to travel, like play a sport. So it's just like, I think it's a cool thing. Even if you don't play pro, like I think it's still like one of the best parts of my life moving forward until I die. So
yeah, I mean, you guys play great. You guys play great tennis, and you also got to go to the Red Pepper and Italian Moon with Jake Coolman. I mean,
that's true.
That's the American dream right there.
You meet some great people and go to some great places, you know.
So, if I'm the USTA and I have this huge budget, they built the National Center for how many millions of dollars? I would allocate a lot of the budget, or even like raise prices, or come up with some sort of like program at the US Open for an NIL budget to grow the game. Because if you can get really good international players to come to the US and incentivize them to stay there because they're not making money on the circuit right away, I feel like that would grow the game more than anything. Just having like a higher concentration of talent within the US, because clearly we're not cooking it up here like we used to.
No, yeah, I don't really know what the USTA is trying to do. Like, I mean, I don't know. I like the USTA, but I don't like it at the same time. Like, I think moving forward, like a lot of kids are going to look more into college tennis, and there's not going to be I don't know if there's going to be as many like Jack Sox that are just going to be 18 and be able to just go play at that level. Like,
I would love your perspective on this, Nikita. I remember from a USTA camp when I was a kid. Do you remember Pat Colbert?
Yes. Yeah.
So Pat once said the phrase, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but it did. In the United States, with our youth development, we're hitters. We're very good hitters, but we're not players. Do you think that resonates compared to the rest of the world? And maybe one of the reasons why American men's tennis hasn't been as dominant as it was in the 90s or the 80s?
Yeah, I could see that. I think it also like doesn't help that like we're in a country with so many other different sports too. So I don't think we get maybe like the best athletes either, where like other sports like are just like soccer or like basketball. Like I think that has to do with it too. But yeah, I don't know. I like that too. I'm trying to think. But yeah, like I think coaching in like Europe is maybe like a bit better too at times. But yeah, I'm not sure. That's kind of how I think of it. But because if you had a country and like it was just like 3 main sports instead of like here we have like so many sports.
It's like 10.
Yeah, like so you don't always see like how many times that like you look at Minnesota State high school tennis and you're like, dang, that guy's a dog. He could be a multi-sport athlete, like playing basketball, football. Like you don't see like a lot. See like a bunch of like scrawny kids that are trying to like play tennis. So like you don't like, let's say like Isaac, like you like there's not a lot of like dudes like you like playing high school tennis, you know. So like you just don't see that much. But if you do, then like like I don't know, they might not pick tennis over like other sports, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna go basketball or football or whatever sport because there's more money. And more popular in this country.
Easier to get a scholarship too. Like there's like it like when I was getting like recruited to like schools, like if I was the same level as someone like that was European, like they're probably gonna go with the European instead of the American. Like there's this kind of like not like what's the discrimination towards, I don't know. They just like think like, oh, if you're European, like you're just way better, like for the most part. So I've seen that before too.
Are they?
Like I don't know. Like it's just like because I don't know. Like they're just like, oh, they're from like French and I don't know. Like I think sometimes that happens too. I mean, obviously, if you're like a better player, then you're a better player. But it's easier to get a scholarship if you're overseas because they want you to come and play for their school. Where if you're American, you go like, oh, like you can try to get academic or you could get like in-state tuition, like that kind of bull crap. So they always try to get the internationals.
Yeah. Back in high school, was there any year of yours where there's like a foreign exchange student who was like sick, who like came over and just like was super sick, top 5, 10 in state?
Not really. There wasn't anyone that was super good. I don't remember. Maybe a little bit older than me, but I don't really remember anyone like being that good that like dominated at state as a international.
I think Nick Beattie came from Mars. It's kind of
from like Mars. That. I mean, that forehand's definitely from out of this world. So
I remember one of my favorite Nick Beattie memories actually was with his dad, Dan. Was like, this was like, I think, and Nikita, I think we actually played each other in this tournament. Don't ask me why I remember this, but maybe it was because I peaked when I was in 14s. We had played a match up in Fargo, and then I'm just like, Nick is playing somebody. It may have been Aaron Goodman, if you remember him.
Yeah.
And basically Nick was wearing like a Cheerios shirt. And Dan at the time, I believe, worked at General Mills. And Dan was like, all these kids are wearing this fancy Nike and Adidas stuff. Like, I just get my kid like whatever I get for free at work. These cereal box t-shirts.
Yeah, I don't need. Yeah, that was like what it was like a Red River Open or not?
Yeah, it was like the level 5. Like, I remember it because I took you to 3 sets. Probably when I peaked as a tennis player.
Yeah, I know we've had a couple good matches.
We had some battles back in the day, and then you got a lot better. I didn't.
Yeah, back in Watertown, South Dakota. I think that was the first time.
Oh, the Watertown Open level 6 tournament in beautiful South Dakota.
Level 6. That was a. I can't believe I traveled to South Dakota for a level 6, but had to get those points. You know,
got to get those points, man. Got to get those whatever it was, like 72 points for like making the finals or winning the tournament. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, it was like 72 for finals, 88 for I think winning it. But
yeah, it sounds right. Yeah,
I'm chasing like Casper Ruud on these clay court tournaments.
Honestly, yeah.
Did you win that tournament?
Yeah, I don't remember if we played each other in the semis or finals, or I don't even remember. But
I can't remember that one. But I mean, you beat me, so it was. Yeah, we'll go finals. We'll go finals just to make.
I remember looking back at it and I was like, oh, this is a good win. Like, so it was actually like a good win for me. I wasn't like, it was a tough match. So,
dude, yeah.
Prince Oport Dave was tough to beat.
Yeah, I played with the Prince 03 Speedport, which Nikita, do you string?
A little bit, not much though.
So I hit with the 03 Speedport, which like, you know, the Prince rackets with the holes.
Yeah,
hit with that until probably like 8th grade, 9th grade. And I never realized how much of a bitch those rackets are to string until I started stringing in high school. Yeah. And if you ever have to string Prince rackets, like charge extra.
Extra.
Shout out Vic Youngs for stringing my rackets and for propelling my success as a young lad.
What was hard about it, like stringing wise?
What
was like the hard part, like stringing it, like getting through the holes?
So, the mains are fine, but the crosses with like the holes, you have to basically put the stop lever on, and go up against, like, sometimes you have to use your body if the lever doesn't work to like maintain tension. Like, Carter, how would you describe it, Carter? You've done them a million times.
It's stupid. It like doubles the amount of time it takes to string a racket, and there's like 0 added playability per unit of stringing difficulty. So it's stupid, basically.
Is that why Prince is like bankrupt now? You think?
Yeah, maybe. Honestly,
like,
although I will say,
John Isner couldn't sell any more rackets or what?
Yeah, with Prince, hey, serve big, but you're never going to win a return game. I will say, from my understanding, Oliver Summers told me this. Prince, if you go to like Target now and like they're like fashion leisurely attire sections for men and women's, they have like Prince tennis gear that's like casual, like Prince sweatshirts, which would actually be like kind of like sick retro. But I don't know.
Yeah, I actually might have like a Prince long sleeve too. It's kind of like a little retro thing. Like didn't Agassi? Yeah, Agassi played with Prince. I think it was cool back then.
Yeah, and Michael Chang, like,
it was dogs I played with it.
There's still a couple guys in Fargo that use that old Prince graphite, like the Michael Chang racket, the black and green one.
Oh yeah, with the little stick through the throat.
Yep, with a little stick through the throat. Like they're sure as hell not making those anymore. But like
that's such an OG racket. You see that and you're like, dang, those are the good days of American tennis.
I just want to throw on some short shorts, some sneakers, and serve and volley.
Yeah, literally.
If you guys aren't talking Athletic DNA sponsorship, I don't want to talk.
Oh, ADNA.
Those were the days. You would get like people that are like 2 stars that are like wearing Athletic DNA and be like, yeah, I got 20% off.
That was me, baby. That was me.
Oh, no, that was a tough time.
It was. I remember. Yeah. Do you remember? And like I remember like 12s, 14s, 16s. You start getting endorsement. Like if you're in the top 25 in the section, like yeah, you can get like Addy player with like 25% off. And I remember like I got that and thinking I was the coolest person in the world. And then you realize literally it's a waste of money. You're not that cool. You're not that good. And
it's trying to make you feel a little special though.
And I did feel special. I felt very special.
I mean, sometimes you look good on court, you play good. That's how it is.
Yeah. Well, neither of the above applied for me, but let's talk going forward with just tennis in general. You mentioned Eugenie Bouchard, or Jeannie Bouchard, not Eugene. Is it Eugenie? Is that her full name?
Yes, I think Eugene. I think she goes by Jeannie though.
Yes, but how does she stack up on your top 3 Canadians? Who are your top 3 Canadian people that you enjoy in life?
Top 3 Canadian. I was teammates with a kid for a semester. His name's Christopher Heck. I think he's up there. I don't really know too many Canadians though. I'm not gonna lie.
But celebrities.
Oh crap! I thought you were talking about like people.
Oh, people in your life. No, I don't give a shit about your old roommate.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. Oh, so I don't know. I don't really like Shapovalov or Felix Aliassime or whatever. I don't really like pay attention to them. I don't know. What are your guys's? What's yours, David?
Well, so you've got Justin Bieber, not on my top 3. Avril Lavigne, beautiful voice. The entire band of Nickelback, also not on my top 3. Drake is probably on my top 3. Drake is Canadian.
Oh, yeah, true.
I would go Justin Morneau. You're a Twins guy.
Yeah, I've seen you at a few games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nikita.
I don't really remember much of the convo, but
it happens. It happens. That's my biggest thing that I miss of living in the Twin Cities, just being like Tuesday afternoon, like F it, like I'm just gonna go to a Twins game. But so I'll put Jeannie Bouchard up there. I did actually DM her once when I was in college, like, hey, like if I put out a post like and I get like X number of retweets, will you play mixed doubles with me in the Red River Open? She never responded. But I'll Jeannie, I forgive you. I'll put you on there. And then my third favorite.
Nikita, did you at any point DM Jeannie Bouchard before that? Because like you probably did you tag her in the post? Like your story?
Yeah, I tagged her. No, I did not DM her.
You didn't have any historical.
No. Just trying to have a good hit, you know.
There you go.
So
sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but Dave, were you gonna say a third one? Did you say it?
Oh, I was gonna say number 3 for me is definitely the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Guy's a freaking legend. He's Canadian. Nikita, I also want to ask you, talking about you in pictures with celebrity, if I recall correctly, you got to meet Marty Fish as well at a golf tournament, right?
Yes, I did that. Yeah. So I went to the 3M Open. I think that was 2 years ago. Yeah. It was like crazy because there's all these golf guys and like there's Marty Fish just like hitting at the driving range like before his tee time, and there's like no one there except for like one other person. So that was pretty cool. Got to take a picture with him. He came out with that documentary, which was pretty cool. I forgot what it was called. So I was.
It's on mental health though.
Yeah. So that was cool. I was like "Oh, loved your movie." He was like, "Thanks, man." But yeah, that was cool. He's a cool guy too. So
product of Edina.
From Edina, Minnesota. He loves his Twins too.
He does. He's a good follow on social. Like he very much, I feel like Marty Fish, like if Barstool were to ever open up and invest in a tennis, like, and they've got a few folks who do a little bit of tennis, but like if they really wanted to champion it, like Marty Fish would be the guy to do it because he's got that personality. He's buddies with guys on the tour still. And also he's a sports guy. Like he's like a Max Homa of tennis.
Yeah, for sure. No, he loves his sports too. Have you guys watched or listened to any like that No Majors podcast with like Jack Sock and Isner Aquari and Steve Johnson?
There's a lot of noise before that, and I listened to the first one, but then I haven't listened since. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, I like it though, because like you get to hear like kind of like the backstories of like on tour from like the top American guys, where you don't get to really like, that's the thing about tennis is like you don't really get to see like the different personalities. Like they don't really like showing that. It's just like, oh, they play tennis, they lost, they won, like nothing much. Like there's not a lot of noise. But yeah, I like listening to it. They don't just talk about tennis. It's like a lot of like stories from like places they've traveled or where they played. So I like watching or listening sometimes to them, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Nikita, for coming on. We'll figure out what David's doing, but we don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. No, it was great. Are you sure David's not coming back?
He's coming back at some point.
He said taking a piss, BRB.
If you want to stick around till the end, feel free.
I can stick around. I kind of want to hear what you guys
see what happens here.
Maybe chime in a little bit.
There you go.
See where it takes us.
Wait, so are you still working with On the Rise then?
I'm working at Lifetime right now.
Okay.
Down in the cities, coaching, and yeah, kind of taking it day by day and just seeing where my passions lead. I mean, obviously after playing tennis for 17-ish years, like it's tough to really know what you want to do. So kind of taking it slow and seeing what I want to keep doing. But it's good to stay in tennis though, because good people. But
yeah, it's your community. You might find something else you like through it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like, yeah, I've met great people through tennis, so staying in tennis is good. And then pickleball too. I think like pickleball is fun, but obviously I love tennis, but there's so many people playing pickleball now. And so I've met some great people through pickleball too. So staying in that fun as well.
Do you think pickleball is a JV sport?
Compared to tennis?
No, just in general, just the sport of pickleball, not in, well, like just in general. If you're a JV sport, you're a lower level sport.
Oh, JV sport. I don't know. I'd say, yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, obviously, like you wouldn't see pro athletes going into a sport after like a year of playing, you know. So I would say, yeah, probably. So,
boom.
Yeah, table tennis, ping pong, real athletes.
Table tennis is hard as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Real athletes.
That takes a lot to be good at.
I mean, well, I would, to that point, Nikita, I would say like table tennis and pickleball. Okay, both sports, like let's just use table tennis. Any four of us could get to a level where we would probably beat our buddies who don't play racket sports pretty easily.
Yeah.
But once you get, I don't care if you're a D1 tennis player, D3, D2, NAIA, then stacked up against people who actually train to play like actual table tennis, like there's such a slim margin of error.
Oh yeah, like you can't just like pick it up and just be like, hey, I'm gonna try to go pro in this. Like,
right?
It's so much harder. Like the spins, like it's tough. That doesn't translate as well as it does into pickleball, I'd say.
You essentially have to grow up in one part of the world to be good at it too. Like the U.S. does not produce any sort of table tennis.
What is like the Table Tennis Association? Like, is there like we have USTA? Like, what is pickleballs?
There's got it.
Or not pickleball, table tennis. I mean,
I'm gonna look it up.
There's got to be one, but it's not significant in our lives.
Not called Ping Pong Association.
We've got USA Table Tennis, USATT. That looks like the governing body.
How high do you think you could be the best? Do you think you could beat the best female pickleball player in the world? What's her name? Annalise something?
Annalie Waters.
Annalie Waters. Yeah. Do you think you could, if you played her 1v1 pickleball, do you think you could beat her?
Pickleball singles?
Yeah.
I think it could be close. I'm not sure. Like I'm way better at singles in pickleball right now than I am doubles. Doubles is tough. It's just totally different game. But singles is, I mean, I don't know. I can't, like, does she have a tennis background? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
She's played like tennis. I mean, I think it'd be close. I mean, just being a guy, I'm able to cover so much court. I think give me a little bit of practice before I play. Yeah. I'd definitely give her a run for her money, though.
Have you done any pro tournaments for pickleball or just like casual stuff?
Just casual. I've played some like local like tournaments. I've never done it singles. I've only played like doubles. I played like a few tournaments with Sperry, Dylan Sperry. Oh yeah. We actually like played earlier this year, like in March. We practiced. So I'll give you like a rundown on this. We saw this tournament. We're like, oh, let's play 4-5 pickleball tournament, and we literally got some paddles. I was using his Diadem paddles, and we practiced for 3 days. Get to the tournament, we win our pool of like 5 games in a row. We've never like played like we literally just like showed up, started playing. We win like our 5 first matches, and then we ended up losing, getting 4th in the tournament in like the bracket. And then there was like some players that actually played, but then it was like funny because people are like, "Oh, where do you guys train at?" Like after the tournament, I'm like, "We just started like 3 days ago," and these people are like, what do you mean you like played 3 days ago? So like, that was kind of like that rundown. And then like after that, I was just like, yeah, like if you have a tennis background, it's you literally like if you were like a high level collegiate tennis player, or even like D3, like you're probably like a 4-5 in singles, like at least, and then levels 2, you just like go up like the ladder.
Yeah, it's the same like movement. It's just minor movements, but someone who doesn't know how to move like that and like anticipate it, it's a lot of time. So you have to be able to anticipate, which it's hard to learn that.
Yeah, but no, like singles like way easier. Doubles, that's when it gets a little tricky. Like we were playing, and like you obviously got to do the drops and the dinks, and like I think we like hit 90% of our balls from the back, just drove as hard as we could at the net, dude. And like against some of those guys that never played tennis, they see it and it's like a pitch coming at them, so they can't react. But obviously, like when you get better, then people are able to react to it. So
yeah.
Speaking of pitch, the Dodgers have tied it up with the Yankees in Game 5 of the World Series. It's 5-5 now. Outstanding. Also, trivia question. I was just looking at the World Table Tennis rankings. Guess what the top American male is ranked?
12.
Lower.
Like lower as in worse or better?
Worse.
33.
Worse.
No way.
70.
Higher.
50.
Lower.
60.
60 on the dot. Kanak Ja.
Wait, what's the name?
Kanak Ja. K-A-N-A-K.
So there's definitely some ethnicity there. Like it's not.
I believe from probably Asian descent. Yeah, that's and then the second best male is ranked 71. We've got some work to do as a nation. And I hope whoever is our next president really puts that towards the top of their to-do list.
Yeah, screw funding the USTA. We just got to fund the Table Tennis Association.
Yeah, defund the USTA, fund the WTT.
But remember when Anthony Edwards was talking smack to the tennis, like the women's.
Oh, to Marty Gellner, where she was like, "I could play pro," or he was like, "I could play pro in anything." That one?
Yeah. And then the women's national USA team for table tennis like rolls up. They're like, no, you couldn't.
Yes. Oh, at the Olympics, yeah.
Five like small, like 5'4", or probably smaller than that, 5 foot Asians, just like talking smack.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude,
crazy. He actually thinks he can beat them.
You think he could beat them?
No. I'm saying he probably thinks he could.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Like, do you think he's ever like watched like actual good ping pong or table tennis? There's no way.
No, I think he's seen it, and he thinks
he saw it after he watched them play, and then
but there's no way he ever watched like good table, like being tennis players. We've been around some people that maybe played table tennis, and you've seen it, but like I don't think he's ever even seen like a tennis match, maybe.
Yeah, no,
he's one of those guys that has delusional confidence. Like, I'm trying to think of other athletes. There's a couple other athletes.
I can totally see that guy. Ridiculous. Like, dude, I can do that.
No, Cart, I think you're right though. He has delusional confidence, which is one of the reasons why we love him here in Minnesota in the Upper Midwest. But yeah, I mean, even like when he did that iconic photo shoot with Jefferson, redoing the KG Randy Moss thing, he's like, yeah, like, you know, I could tackle Derrick Henry. No, you fucking couldn't, buddy. But it's also what makes him as good as he is.
That's true. Yeah.
I think he could.
I mean, yeah, I could tackle him eventually, but it's not like he's going to knock him down right away. He's not going to pancake him.
He isn't Anthony Edwards like 6'7"? I
think he's 6'4", 6'5".
I was going to say 6'4" sounds right.
Hey Siri, how tall is Anthony Edwards? Oh, this is what? Just some random dude. Why would they not? That's crazy to not.
Because he mentioned a comment saying if he lifted as much as an NFL player.
Yeah. He'd be, in that case, maybe, yes.
All right. Yeah, he's 6'4". He's 225. 225 is pretty big, no?
That's pretty big.
And
how big is Derrick Henry? 240, 250?
Let's look.
The cornerbacks are like 180, 170. He definitely could tackle Derrick Henry.
He's 6'3", 247. But with Ant, like, it's been fun to see, and like, don't include this, but like, I mean, you can include if you want. I really don't care because I don't work there anymore and I can't get sued.